This week, the winds of change are accelerating, but you are not at the mercy of chaos. You are a sovereign creator in a world that's rapidly shifting. Your choices now carry extraordinary power, and Metatron is here to show you how to use them. Welcome to Sundays with Metatron. I'm Debbra Lupien, voice of the Akashic Records, bringing you empowering messages from Archangel Metatron to inspire and guide your spiritual journey. This is your message for November 16th, 2025. Prepare for fast-paced, fast-moving energy that might feel like being in the eye of the storm. What you need to understand is that it's a choice whether to be in the eye of the storm. If you allow yourself to be snatched up by the metaphorical gale force winds, you will be at the mercy of the storm. Instead, choose to fly with your angels to safety, where you may observe from a safe distance, taking whatever actions you feel led to take. So, as the gale force winds increase in intensity, be present, noting when to move out of the storm's path. Because once you're caught up, it's far more challenging to extricate yourself. That is the prevailing energy of the week. However, that is not the entirety of the week. In each moment, you can make choices that lead to empowerment. To understand that not making a choice is making a choice. Then make another choice that produces consequences you desire. For far too long, you've labored under the impression that your life was like a runaway train. Well, my children, we are here to tell you nothing could be further from the truth. As you awakened, you surely noticed the impact of choice and consequence. If not, you soon will. We urge you to pay attention so that you can proactively make choices leading to the consequences you desire. The circumstances of your life are of your own making. And no, we're not talking about blaming. Once you understand that the reality you presently live is based upon choices you previously made, then the simple remedy is to look for opportunities to make new choices that will shift your reality to where you desire it to be. We know you've probably heard this ad nauseum, but it's the absolute divine truth that you are creating your reality. What you're living today was created by your thoughts and actions over many yesterdays. For far too long, you've tried to overcomplicate it and ended up more frustrated. We encourage you now, take a step back, assess the situation. Notice what you like and how you created it. Then do more of that. Notice the things that you wish to change. How did you get there? What different choices might you have made to yield a different result? What's called for is simple analysis, not self-blame. Be honest with yourself. No one is judging you. This is all about your needs, wants, desires, and your future. Learn this lesson now so that immediately you can begin paving the way for the future of your dreams, one step at a time. At this moment in your history, powerful energies are swirling about, some quite toxic, others laden with golden opportunity. Be wise in your choices, and you will yield results that are pleasing. When you choose something that does not please you, analyze that choice. What could you have done differently? Learn from it. These are expansive opportunities for you. When you learn something from it, that's gold. You take that knowledge forward, helping you to make even more empowered choices in the future. If you skip the lesson, you'll continue making the same unfortunate choices. Again, that's a choice, but certainly not in your best interests. No more running willy-nilly through life, hoping for fortune to smile on you. As a wiser, awakened soul, you've had ample opportunity to observe the truth of choice and consequence. So isn't it time you took a more measured approach to choice? Stop thinking your way through it. Feel your way through it. Feel for the ones that excite and uplift you. Sure, you could still end up with a bad choice that way. However, that will be a rarity. And when it happens, you'll take the lesson and move on, making even better choices in the future. Now, not making a choice? Let's talk about that. If you go into analysis paralysis, unable to make a choice, that's making a choice to be stuck. And when you're stuck, discordant energy will fly, creating consequences you do not want. So anytime you notice that you're stuck, unable to make what you believe to be the best choice, call upon your angels for guidance. Feel your way through the choices that are available to you, and check in with your intuition. Choose what feels the best, even though it may not be the perfection you're seeking. What it will do is get you out of this discordant energy. Make a choice, move on, get that action going, and allow things to flow, giving you greater insight into how you might shape that choice to be even better than you originally thought. Or you may choose to discard it quickly, taking another, better choice that has appeared on your horizon now that you've been allowing the energy to flow. When you're stuck, that energy's not flowing and you're not seeing the opportunities. That's why it's important to pick something and get moving as quickly as possible. Are you feeling me now? Some of your Lightworker community have learned this lesson and are accelerating their progress beautifully in the flow. Let them be your role models. They were once in your shoes, struggling to understand what it really means to make the positive choice and get the positive consequences. Feeling as if all the odds are stacked against them, and there are no positive choices. And yet, they found their way through to the flow, just as you will. Believe in yourself as we believe in you. You've got the power. You always have had. As we said at the beginning, now in this time of upheaval, this is when you hunker down and work on your personal choices for your personal consequences, so that when all the cards shake out in the universe, you will be in an empowered position, ready to spring forward into the new reality that is forming even now through the intention of humanity and the universe. We tell you truly, there are more Lightworkers putting out positive intentions than there are those in the opposite camp. You outnumber them. Continue on, putting out the love, peace, joy, and positive intention. Bit by bit, you will transform your world. In fact, you will notice that it picks up speed. The Lightworkers are a power not to be underestimated, for together, you are creating Earthtopia. We know that for some of you, that seems a fantasy and unreal. But we assure you, it's not. It's been prophesied for centuries, millennia even. Earthtopia will come as surely as the sun will rise tomorrow. The only variable is in the timing. So you, dear Lightworker, work on yourself. Get into the flow. Create your beautiful reality. Share peace, love, and joy. Then watch the world transform. No one individual must do this by themselves. You're all working energetically towards the same higher goal. Together, you will get there. So that simply leaves you with the interim. In the interim, the recipe is much the same. Create the reality you desire every day. That, added to the collective of all the other lightworkers creating their own reality as they desire, will flip the page to the new chapter of humanity in Earthtopia. We understand it's challenging to focus on your positive future when there's so much tragedy around you. However, we must remind you, every soul has the power to change their reality. Souls are simply at different places in their development. Yes, you may help where you feel led to help, but understand, a Band-Aid will not suffice for such a deep wound. You could do far more for them in leading by example, helping them to see that they have power, even in what appears to be the most disempowered state. Knowing that you have choices to change your future is the key to changing your future. Hope. Hope that something will change will carry you through the darkest of days. That lesson was amply illustrated by Viktor Frankl in his story of man's search for meaning, how he and others survived the death camps of the Holocaust. Hope, my friends. It's everything. With the knowledge of your power to create reality comes great hope. Do you see why we constantly beat the drum of leaning into your empowerment, making better choices, creating the reality you desire to see in the world? Your near future will be littered with opportunities to stumble and fall into the abyss. But you, dear Lightworkers, know that is an illusion. You need not engage with those dark obstacles. Go around them. Jump over them. Let your angels fly you over. Do not engage. When you refrain from engaging, then you can continue moving forward on your purposeful path. When you get stuck and you engage, that is when you enter the land of peril, where you could easily slip into the abyss. We know sometimes you get fooled, or sometimes your big heart gets the best of you, and you make a choice that's to your own detriment. But the moment you notice you've done this, turn to your angels. Have them raise you out of the jaws of the abyss, back into the sunshine onto firm ground, into the welcoming arms of Gaia, where you once more begin moving forward into the flow. This is a pattern you've repeated over many lifetimes. You've just forgotten. But now is the time of remembrance. Remember who you are as a soul. You are a divine child of the creator of the multiverse, all that is. You are loved and cherished by your creator, supported with every breath you take. You are blessed beyond measure. Imagine for a moment yourself as a loving parent, whose love is so deep and wisdom so true that you understand you must stand back and allow your child to make their own choices, even when they land in the abyss. But you're right there, ready to rescue them the moment they ask. That is the truth of it. Your Creator loves you so much that you've been blessed with the opportunity to make your own choices, to be sovereign over your life, so that you may learn the lesson of how to be responsible sovereigns as you create the reality that serves not only you, but the world. Some days your journey may feel like a daunting responsibility. Other days like a walk in the park. The only difference between those days is your attitude. So you see, you always have the power. Shift your attitude, shift your reality. As you move into the sacred holiday season for many across the planet, it's an opportune time to reflect upon where you are and where you envision yourself going. What are the obstacles you must deal with so that you can free yourself? What are the things that bring you joy? What are the things not yet accomplished that you might regret missing out on should your days end prematurely? It's a good time for reflection of these things so that you might prepare yourself for the new year soon to come with greater vision and confidence as you walk your purposeful path. Metatron pauses while Simon and Garfunkel pop in singing the 59th Street Bridge song, also known as Feeling Groovy. Yes, my dear children, take a lesson from the song. There is no hurry. Slow down. Do some deep breathing. Notice your surroundings. Spend time in gratitude. Allow that peaceful, centered part of you to expand so that your days radiate peace and joy, rather than fear, struggle, worry, and frenzy. Everything is working out. Allow yourself to flow in divine timing. Your soul journey is not a race to the finish as fast as you can go. It's purposeful, measured, expansive, allowing for the joy and fulfillment that can be a part of every day. That is the beautiful foundation upon which to build your life from the space of peace that passes understanding. You don't know how you'll get there, but you know you will, in divine timing. One joyous day after another, moving ever closer to fulfilling your goals, all the while enjoying the journey. Life was not made to be gotten through. Life was made to learn and to savor. And now we have come to a beautiful crossroads where it feels appropriate to end this message. Fly free, my beautiful children, as you live in joy, peace, and love. Until next week, all my love, Metatron. Friends, if this message stirred something inside you, if you felt that moment of remembrance, then take one small empowered step today. What choice can you make that aligns with the reality you wish to live? Share what resonates in the comments. And if you'd like more weekly guidance from Metatron, hit subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a message. We're walking this path together. Thank you for joining Sundays with Metatron. I'm Debbra Lupien, voice of the Akashic Records, sending you divine love light today, tomorrow, and all of your tomorrows unto eternity. Namaste.